Bob Hallmark here in Longview off of New Galaxy. Actually, no, this is Mickey Milton Street here. And we're out here doing what firefighters do when they have to do it, which is, take a look, hydrant maintenance right there. All right. Now, firefighters are the guys that have to go out and do this and also have to go out and bunker up when there's a fire call in extreme heat. And we're talking about triple digits now. This can be a very vulnerable situation for firefighters, particularly if you're not used to the heat. And we're going to be joined by several of our Longview firefighters right now. Go ahead and state your name.
Fire Apprentice Day.
Okay. First name?
Jacob, yeah.
Jacob Day. Okay. And?
Captain Mike Killingsworth.
Okay.
Driver Jason Chamberlain.
Okay. All right. Captain, let's start with you first. Talk about this. You guys, in Texas, you never really get used to the heat. You just learn to tolerate it.
Right.
What safety measures do you take when you guys have to come out on days like today?
Yeah, so obviously we pre-hydrate. We make sure that we know our plan ahead of time. The shift before, we know on our days off we need to be drinking plenty of water in preparation, plenty of electrolytes, and then throughout the day we make sure we have cold water and Gatorade and things like that on the truck to be able to stay hydrated. Try to wear sunblock, caps, shades, you know, the normal things to protect your skin, your eyes, all that.
Right.
But the main thing is trying to stay hydrated, obviously, and take breaks, you know, make sure we're honest with people, with each other. Suck up, don't suck, or we do suck up our pride. If we're feeling bad, that we let each other know, so that we can, you know, stay good and healthy and ready for an emergency if that comes in.
And you guys are doing this, actually, I noticed you're doing this in shifts where two of you come out and maybe one of you will stay inside the cab, right?
Correct. Okay. Yes.
Now, talk about this. When you get a fire call, I know you guys bunker up because I know what that's like. It gets hot in there, even when it's not a hot day. Right. On a day like today, that's got to be excruciating when you're in that kind of bunker gear and you have to go out on fire call.
Yeah, it is. You have to really, it shortens the amount of time that you can remain in that gear. Our incident commanders are really good about when there's weather this hot, about maybe sooner than normal, calling in extra engines, extra trucks to come in and rotate more frequently, things like that. It's just things like that to consider that you just have to change up your strategy a little bit on some things.
All right. Safety is a priority here, right?
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, for our new member here, now where are you from, by the way?
North of Shreveport, a little town called Plain Dealing.
Okay, so you know what heat is.
Yeah.
Okay. How's this been so far for you? What's it been like?
Transition over to Longview has been definitely a change. I came from a volunteer department where might have been 3 guys on scene. Now we've got 3 trucks on scene, 5 trucks on scene, and there's a lot more personnel. So like Captain was talking about, the transition in between members, bringing different teams in has really helped. But this will be my first real summer working in this, so we'll see. Too early to speak on it.
Lucky you. And this is the way it is. I mean, you know, probably for about 3 months, this is going to be what it's like.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're taking all the precautions, like the captain was saying.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
All right. And when you do something like hydrant maintenance, I'm guessing you guys want to get it quickly done and get back into that cab.
Right. Yeah. So we try to move pretty fast on everything we do. It's kind of the nature of the game, but this is no different.
Right. And it certainly helps when you have an air-conditioned cab to go back to.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Part of this, over time, I'm guessing you develop a tolerance for it. You know what your limit is. But I'm guessing you still do the smart things. You still hydrate. And when it's time for you, when you feel like, man, I'm roasting in here, that's when it's time for you to come out.
Yeah, when you start getting nauseated and things like that due to the heat, it kind of, your body lets you know. And like Captain Killingsworth was saying, that our battalion chiefs are really good about calling an additional alarm just due to the heat, because they know we can't be in this gear. As far as the hydrant maintenance and stuff like that, we pace ourselves. You know, we pace ourselves. We'll do 20 or 30 hydrants, and we may set in the truck a little bit. Fortunate we're in a new apparatus that has a great air conditioner, And
Okay.
we've been in a lot of trucks with no air conditioners, so you know, fortunately we're in one now that's super nice and very cool, and it's a lot better atmosphere.
All right, now you can see the effect that this is having on everybody right now. Take a look at everybody's forehead right here. All right, you can see, and on the captain, he had it coming down his
It's on
cheeks
his
over
neck.
there.
Yeah.
All right. Now the one guy who's not sweating, okay, yeah, maybe a
I'm
little bit,
sweating.
maybe a
Yeah,
little bit.
definitely
Okay.
sweating.
Oh, you are a little bit. Gentlemen, this is a have to, and this is one of those things that you can't miss. It's got to be done, right?
Right.
All right, so there's no saying, hey, maybe we can wait, you know, until it cools off or whatever. Yeah, that's
Right.
not possible.
Yeah, and I think a question that we hear sometimes, and it's not uncommon, is why wait until June? You know, one thing we have to remember in Longview, a city this size, we do have 8 stations, so we have 8 different districts. We can't all do hydrants at the same time because it would put too much strain on the water system.
Gotcha.
It's the same water supply that feeds, you know, commercial businesses, sprinkler systems, homes, residential homes. So we have to somewhat limit the effects that we have on the water supply as much as possible. So that kind of limits us to doing, you know, 1 or 2 districts at a time.
Gotcha.
And then the next 2 districts,
That's all right.
you know, moving on and doing their turn. So
Gotcha.
unfortunately this year it just ended up for us that it was in the end of June.
Again,
But,
lucky you.
But that's okay. We'll survive.
Okay. All right, thank you guys. Longview's Fire Department members right here. Thank you so much, appreciate that. All right, and we'll have more on this story tonight on KLTV 7 News for KLTV Web Extra. I'm Bob Holman.